Good morning and happy Easter. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church in Eugene. My name is Heidi Gould. My pronouns are she, her. I'm wearing a very floral dress, a lilac sweater. I have silver shoulder-length hair and I wear glasses. And I am this morning's worship associate. We gather in worship to find meaning and to live more deeply. Worship creates connections within, among, and beyond us, calling us to our better selves, calling us to live with wisdom and compassion. Whoever you are, whomever you love, whatever your image of the holy, we are glad you are here. If today is your first time with us, we'd love to get to know you. Right after the service, you are invited to join us in the welcoming room, which is in the south entrance. And if you are online, the link to our visitor form is being dropped in the chat now. You can use your phone to access a copy of our order of service by scanning any of the QR codes throughout the building. We also have a few large print copies that you can receive from our ushers. There, you will find names of authors and composers. You'll find the text to choir anthems and resources used in our service.
Come on, Matthew. Today's child size 453 in our hymnal.
Today's chalice lighting is 4:53 in our hymnal.
If you want to turn to it, may the light we now kindle
May the light we now kindle
inspire us to use our powers.
inspire us to use our powers
To heal, not to harm.
to heal, not to harm,
To help, not to hinder.
to help, not to hinder,
To bless, not to curse.
to bless, not to curse,
To serve you, spirit of freedom.
to serve you, spirit of freedom. Awesome. Thank you, Matthew.
Now let's say together the words of our mission.
Let's say together the words of our mission. Empowered by love, we transform ourselves and serve our world.
Our world.
Happy Easter, everybody. Happy Easter. Woo! Feliz Pascua. My name is Tina DeYoe, and I'm on the ministerial staff here at this church. I use she, her pronouns, and I am in a robe with a multicolored leafy stole, and I have my brown hair up, and I am in my 30s. And I'm a white woman. So happy Easter, Feliz Pascua, Hag Samak, happy Passover, Ramadan Mubarak, blessed Ramadan, and happy springtime. This season is a time of renewal, hope, regeneration, rebirth, and transformation. Today, we celebrate the joy that comes as the weather starts to warm, or as we have more rain. Today, we celebrate the joy of spring flowers. We celebrate the symbols of eggs, bunnies, butterflies, and new life. We celebrate Easter eggs stuffed with yummy candies, chocolate bunnies, and marshmallow peeps. Today we celebrate the gods and goddesses of spring. Today we celebrate liberation with our Jewish siblings as they celebrate Passover and the escape from oppressive rulers. We also celebrate this time of reflection and introspection as our Muslim siblings take this time to fast and focus on those things that are most important in their lives and in their faith. And we celebrate the themes of rebirth and new life with our Christian siblings during this time of year and on this Easter day. We can also be joy-filled, knowing that the long season of winter is finally coming to an end. We celebrate this sacred time for all people and all creatures of this beautiful planet. Here in the Northern Hemisphere, we celebrate spring. And in the Southern Hemisphere, people are embracing the change of fall. We celebrate all of the complexities that come with the changes of the seasons. Today, during our service, we will be joined by a crow, a pig, butterflies, and other creatures that will teach us something about this season, a season full of changes and magic. Let us worship together this morning, embracing the magic of a spring filled with growth and renewal. Let us now worship together as we start our story.
Good morning. My name is Ryan. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a 40-year-old woman, white woman with brown hair, and I'm wearing my Sunday best, a skirt, and a My Faith is Love t-shirt. UU values protect trans kids. Today we will hear a story about someone who was given 3 different opportunities, 3 gifts disguised as trades to help deal with a basic hardship in life. Not the kind of hardship like hunger, like ill health, or even dangerous threats, but more like something quite ordinary and yet deeply distressing to one's spirit, like feeling lonely, like being lonely.
Now, you might be thinking, what is this? It's Easter, springtime. The sun is shining longer and higher. Plants are growing and sprouting. Animals are frolicking. Birds are chirping. It's a time of hope, rebirth, renewal, and reawakening. Don't talk to us of loneliness. That's a wintertime story. But sometimes things and beings take a while to awaken, to be renewed, and to feel reborn in spirit after a period of darkness or trouble or worries or feeling lonely.
What better time than the dawn of spring to hear a story about undoing loneliness? What better time than Easter to hear a story of transformation? Perhaps a vivid way to talk about transformation is to consider a simple seed, how something so singularly small can hold huge hope. Listen and discover there is something we can learn from a pig and a crow and other creatures on this Easter morning. Now, story time. Pig was lonely, but baking always raised his spirits. He baked a lot. So on this day, he baked his favorite carrot cake. He set it on the windowsill to cool. Then Crow swooped down and perched next to the cake.
I will give you something for that cake. Some might even say these are magic.
And Crow placed a lumpy bundle on the windowsill, tipped it over, and spilled out several flat, oval-shaped seeds. Pig looked at Crow doubtfully.
What's this? I don't believe in magic. What will I do with these seeds?
These seeds take away loneliness, especially from lonely pigs.
Pig and everyone else knew that Crow was a bit of a mystery. She was clever. Sometimes she seemed very wise. Sometimes she seemed to be a bit of a trickster, a little mischievous. It was hard to tell what Crow was up to sometimes. Pig was not sure, but maybe Crow was telling the truth. Pig took the seeds, and Crow flew away with the cake, the trade. As Pig untied the bundle the rest of the way, out dropped more seeds and some instructions. The instructions said,
to make magic seeds walk, clear weeds and grass to make a garden.
Turn the soil.
Plant the seeds in rows.
Cover the seeds with soil.
Waddle.
Fertilize.
Keep watering.
Wait for magic to happen.
Pig cleared the weeds and grass, making a big square patch of brown earth. He turned the soil with his shovel. He planted the seeds and then covered them with some earth. Then he watered and fertilized and watered some more. It was all hard work. Finally, little green sprouts appeared, then vines and large leaves and big yellow flowers. Soon the flowers withered, leaving small green balls. The little balls grew larger and larger. They turned bright orange. Pig had some fine, fat pumpkins.
But they're only pumpkins. They are not magic, and I am lonely again.
To comfort himself, he baked a spicy pumpkin pie. He set it on the windowsill to cool. And as his pie cools, we will now move into our offering time. And now we move into our sads and glads time, as our kids call it, also known as our joys and sorrows time. So at any point during this service, you can walk over to our sads and glads table over here and put a stone in water, light a candle, write a prayer in the book. And then also for those folks on Zoom, you can also write your joys and sorrows and sads and glads in the chat. And that will be open until the sermon time. Also during the week, if you are in need of pastoral care, we have our pastoral care portal on our website that you can go and find one of our ministers and contact them. You can also find our lay pastoral associates who can also be contacted, and our kindness team. So let us enter into a time of gratitude and meditation. this morning, this lovely Easter morning with rain and green and flowers. So get settled in your body this morning. You can close your eyes, you can find a comfortable spot, and just breathe. Breathe in what you are grateful for, and breathe out love to others. We also hold so much sorrow in our hearts, and so we meditate on those things that are in our hearts that dwell. And we ask that this rain can heal those things in our hearts. We know there are many illnesses, and we lift those folks up with the struggle of the time. We are grateful for the support of community during these times. May we hold our joy for the season as well. All the things that bring us joy, Easter bunnies, chocolate, candy. We are grateful for these joys. And now let us meditate on those things in our hearts, the silent sanctuaries of our hearts, and let us meditate on those.
Now back to our story. Pig had baked a pumpkin pie, and Crow smelled pumpkin pie. She flew down to the windowsill, carrying a little worm in her beak.
I will trade you this magic worm for that pie. At least some think it's magic.
Of course not. You fooled me last time. Fooled me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Not again.
But you look like you are lonely again. This worm will help.
Pig looked at the worm. It was different looking, not like the earthworms in his garden. Maybe it is a magic worm, he thought. So, Pig made the trade. Crow flew away with the pie, and Pig found a list of instructions next to the little worm. The instructions said,
Keep warm in jar with air holes in lid.
Feed lots of fresh wild cherry leaves.
Keep jar clean.
Wait for magic to happen.
Pig found an empty olive jar and put the worm inside.
I will call you Olive.
Pig fed Olive lots of fresh leaves and patiently kept the little worm's home clean. Pig realized he did not feel quite so lonely anymore. But one day, he found the jar empty, except for a strange lump that was hanging from a twig.
Crow fooled me again, but how did Olive escape?
Pig was puzzled and lonely without Olive. but he tried to keep his spirits up just the same. He kept looking inside the jar every day. One day, he saw a strange thing. The lump shivered. It began to open. Out came a little black head with antennae.
Olive?
The antenna quivered. Out popped a wing, then another. The brown shell fell away. Little creatures with damp, wrinkled wings emerged.
Olive?
The wings unfurled and the creatures became a butterfly, a beautiful butterfly.
Olive!
Pig danced around the room while Olive fluttered delicately around Pig's head. Pig was very happy. To celebrate, Pig baked Olive his best cinnamon rolls. He opened the window wide and set the cinnamon rolls on the windowsill to cool.
We will celebrate and have a party and even invite Crow.
The butterflies dipped and twirled past Pig's ear and glided out the open window.
Olive, come back, come back.
Crow smelled something again. It smelled like cinnamon. She swooped down to the windowsill, carrying a large egg. She looked at Pig sympathetically.
I will trade you the eggs for those cinnamon rolls.
No, you fooled me twice now. You will not fool me again.
Well, I have not been trying to fool you, Pig, but never mind that. You look very sad. I would say you are lonelier than ever. This egg will change that all.
Crow cocked his head and looked straight into Pig's eyes. Pig looked back.
You're right, Crow. I'm too sad to eat. Take my cinnamon rolls.
Crow flew away with the rolls, and Pig found the instructions under the egg. This time it was very simple.
To make magic work, keep eggs safe and warm.
Pig wrapped the egg in some old pajamas. He kept it safe and warm. He waited and waited and waited. Waiting was lonely. He thought Crow had really fooled him this time. Then one day, Pig heard a little sound. Tap, tap, tap. The sound came from under Pig's old pajamas. He had almost forgotten. He unwrapped the egg and saw a tiny crack. The crack soon became a little hole, which soon became a big hole. A fuzzy head poked out, followed by a long neck, skinny wings, a fuzzy body, and big, awkward feet.
Oh, are you a baby goose?
Yes, it was a baby goose. From that day on, Pig was very busy caring for the little goose. It was hard work, but Pig had learned about hard work from tending the seeds. It took patience, but Pig had learned patience caring for little olive worm. It took wisdom to appreciate the joy of special, challenging moments, but Pig had learned wisdom from Olive Butterfly. Under Pig's care, Goose grew and grew. Pig learned to see the world from a whole different perspective as Goose learned to fly. Pig showed Goose how to cook and garden. Goose showed Pig how to swim. Together, they invited Crow to dinner. One night, after the three had enjoyed a delicious meal together, and Crow was flying into the brightly colored evening sky, Pig turned to Goose.
I thought Crow had tried to fool me, but her trades were really like magic.
Goose just fluffed up a few feathers and honked softly. They both stared at the red and golden clouds and for a long time watched as the sun set and the moon rose over the land. Pig was never lonely again, even after Goose left on longer and longer trips out into the wider world. They always felt close at heart with each other.
Our creatures today taught us many lessons about growth and transformation. The crow brought us lessons of magic to learn from. The seeds taught us about how caring for something and helping it grow can be hard work. Olive and the butterflies taught us about patience, beauty, and never giving up as something is undergoing a process of change and transformation. Goose taught us that when we love, that love can be felt by those we love, even if they are far away from us.
These creatures also might remind us to be grateful for the present moments and the ordinary experiences in our lives. These ordinary moments can help us learn the importance of having patience through times of growth. These moments can teach us about how to be in community with others and the transformations that arise within these communities. Sometimes it may take time to feel awake or renewed or even reborn after a time of rest or winter hibernation, or even after a time of living with the after effects of trauma, or even after feeling lonely for a time. May we embrace this season of change, transformation, and renewal with a grateful heart. To conclude our play today, let us join together in a congregational reading of Rumi's The Guest House, which will be on the slides.
This being human is a guest house.
Every morning is a new arrival.
A joy, a depression, a meanness.
Some momentary awareness comes.
As an unexpected visitor.
Welcome and entertain them all.
Even if they're a crowd of sorrows.
Who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture.
Still, treat each guest honorably.
He may be clearing you out for some new delight.
The dark thought, the shame, the malice.
Meet them at the door laughing.
And invite them in.
Be grateful for whoever comes.
Because each has been sent
as a guide from beyond. And now for our benediction words. A seed grows into a sprout, which becomes a plant.
A caterpillar transformed into a butterfly.
A caterpillar transforms into a butterfly. What was once a hard shell egg is now a soft, fuzzy bird.
A great teacher once lived and died and then lived again in the hearts and minds of people yearning for comfort and love.
May we learn to recognize and receive transformative gifts from life around us that are both ordinary and wondrous, and enable us to be whole. Blessed and happy Easter. Please also pick up some pumpkin seeds for yourself on your way out. They're in a basket in the back. Ryan has them right there. So you can grab a little packet of pumpkin seeds to take with you and grow during this season of renewal and transformation. Happy Easter. Amen and blessed be.